We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. Just fun to meet Shelby.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out. Don't eat. Oh, I can. God, that badonka-donk. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. We are not giving away Rolex watches on this channel. And if we were, we'd be giving away Richard Hart's Rolex watches. Thank you, Allison. Look at that hand. Everybody give Allison a hand. Thanks, Allison. Okay.
Fantastic.
Guys, I'm trying to think of where to start. I'm so irritated right now. So irritated. We got our Wall Street Journal numbers for our book. We're trying to be the bestseller list. Which, by the way, can you move the camera down? I think you have the camera adjusted for someone much taller than I am. Yeah, just move that down, Frank. Yeah, that's the Frank cam is what it is. And we were number 11 out of 10. They only counted like a quarter of our books. We've sold almost 8,000 to 10,000 books. They counted 2,700 for the Wall Street Journal list. 2,700. They didn't count any of our books of a million. They didn't count any of our Barnes & Noble. And I am like beyond pissed today about this. So, you know what? It's fine. Over the long term, we're going to be the number one best-selling crypto book of all time. There's no question about it. We will pass the Bitcoin standard. You guys take that to the bank. We will. Right. Don't take it to Bank of America. You might lose all your money, as you guys know. We're going to be looking at that as well. But yeah, I got that news today, and I'm really freaking pissed. There's a lot of, what's the word? Incompetence in the book industry from what I've found, is what I'll tell you. There's a lot of incompetent people out there.
Funny ways of counting.
You would think the book world people would be smarter than other places. What I found is some of the biggest idiots in the world are in the book industry. So I'm a little off today because I found that number out. We were number 11. We came in right behind number 10. We sold 8,000 to 10,000 books total. They counted 2,700, which were all the ones we sold on Amazon. That was it. That was all they counted. Some of those 8,000 to 10,000 are bulk orders, so they don't count, which I understand. We didn't count any of our numbers from any other places. We literally sold out on Target. We sold out on Barnes & Noble. We sold out on Books A Million. We sold out on Amazon. And yet we didn't make the bestseller list. So I'm really freaking chapped about it. So,
not good enough. Unbelievable. Arbitrage.
Yeah. Somebody needs to buy 1,000. That's what I said. Anyways. All right. So I'm trying to figure out who BookScan is the company that counts the numbers, which the largest group of idiots you've ever seen in the world work at BookScan. And I'm trying to figure out how to get in touch with them to call them idiots, but I'm having a hard time because they don't have any socials. Because what you find is the most incompetent people out there, what they do is they make it impossible to reach them. Have you guys ever noticed that before?
Absolutely.
You ever tried to get customer service with AT&T or with DirecTV or with Xfinity or with Bank of America? Speaking of Bank of America, let's check out this from Wall Street Silver here. This is a video that was from yesterday at Bank of America. Can you hear this, Drew?
Let's play it again.
Play it again, Sam.
So I'm a Bank of America, and everybody's missing money. I'm also missing money, over $1,300, and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today, and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service, and customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know, because this is not right. I'm missing $1,400 from my account, and they're telling me that there's no way they can help us. This guy's missing money too. This other person missing money too. And you missing money too?
She missing money too.
There you go. So this is not something that's just one person. This is everybody's happening to them. And this is crazy. This is very crazy. Yes, Bank of America decided to take people's money without their consent. And we're asking what's going on, and they're giving us a runaround.
So, all right. So that is what occurred at Bank of America. Now, supposedly, the problem here is that's a real issue that happened, and there were 2,500 customers that happened to. Yep. It was, let's see, here it is. That's our book tour. Bank of America says the problem is with Zelle, and it is now resolved. I'm here to tell you guys, I would not be using Zelle. Zelle, everybody's using it. All the banks are using it for payments. It seems like it might be a bit of a Ponzi here, guys. If we talk about people wanting to do a bank run, going into the bank and actually taking all your money out, and we all know it'll happen if you do, basically all the banks in America would collapse because they don't have the money because they're all Ponzi schemes. Zelle is the Ponzi within the Ponzi, if you think about it. So I would be very careful if you guys have money on Zelle. So Grenade Master says, I feel your anger, but don't be surprised the bestseller lists have always been rigged. So obviously a lot of the people that make the bestseller list, they buy their own books. I don't know if you guys know that. That's a thing that people in the book world do. They buy their own books. We didn't buy any of our own books. All of our books were 100% organic, bought by people here at the BitSquad. And, it is what it is. I really believe within 2 years, we're going to pass the Bitcoin standard as the number one best-selling book of all time in crypto. And we're going to get our due, and we're going to get that. Everybody who has read the book loves it. It hit the exact tone that we wanted it to hit. But, so how is Zelle a Ponzi? Well, banks by nature are Ponzi's, right? Because if we all went to try to get all the money out, it's not there. So if you think about Zelle, what Zelle really is it's a way for you to pull money out of banks and send it somewhere else. But at the end of the day, that money's got to go from Zelle into your account. So if everybody goes and withdraws all their Zelle money at the same time, all that money's got to get transferred into banks at the same time, to different banks, by the way. I don't, is the money there to do that? No. I don't know. It's a great question. I think that if you look at, okay, so here is one thing that a lot of banks do to control the money in the banks is they make it where you can only spend so much. So I have a credit union, right? I have a credit union. In my credit union, I'm only allowed to spend $2,500 a day out of my account. That's it. I can't spend any more. I can't call the bank. I can't tell them I have more. I'm only allowed on a debit card. With a check, I could write a bigger check. But I'm only allowed to spend $2,500 on my debit card of my own money per day. Okay. Why do they put those controls in? Now with Zelle, back when I used to pay my employees in Zelle in the very beginning when I had just a few employees, I would pay with Zelle. Well, I only had like a $2,500 or $3,000 a month limit I could do on Zelle. When you look at banks that have limits on how much you can spend of your own money, why? The question is why? It's your money. Why? Because they don't have the money. Guys, banks are gigantic Ponzi schemes. They're the biggest Ponzi schemes outside of fiat currency that exists in the world. And yet, they just keep doing it over and over and over again. And I guarantee you this problem with Zelle is a real issue. And like I said, if you have money on Zelle, I would get it off immediately. Same thing I would tell you about a crypto exchange. But the bank industry will help to cover this up.
Absolutely.
They'll help to cover it up. Yep. Big America says problem with Zelle transactions is resolved. Irate customers turned to social media Wednesday to report serious issues with their Bank of America and Zelle accounts. Some users said money was missing from their accounts with no clear explanation from either company as to why. One user tweeted, "So cool how Bank of America magically disappeared a large Zelle transaction that had already posted and I had used to pay my bills. Now I'm extremely in debt in my checking and can't get a hold of them." And then you know what happens from there? What happens from there is now you get all of a sudden these the bad check fees, right? So then those start stacking up, and they won't remove those, will they? Not if they think they're making money on it. Let's see. Transactions on the Zelle network outside of Bank of America are not impacted. So this means that something between Bank of America and Zelle specifically is acting very fishy. In one response, the account tweeted Zelle app and network are running. We're aware of an issue impacting Bank of America customers. Let's see, there's a huge spike in outage reports of Bank of America at 10:30 a.m. Senator Elizabeth Warren, the banking broad, of course, she would comment on this, tweeted her criticism of both companies following customer reports, said Bank of America and Zelle are apparently failing customers again with money somehow disappearing from their accounts. This should be fixed immediately and customers should be compensated. I've called out serious fraud issues on Zelle, and this is their latest failure. Very, very, very interesting.
I'm glad people see this.
What, bad check fee? Your age is showing again? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Does that know what it's called?
Pretty sure that's what it's called.
What else is it called? Bad check fee, overdraft fee, fee, whatever. Same difference. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Showing my age. I write checks. Yeah, I write checks and I cash them. Son, get out of my face. Okay. All right. Moving on here. Let's head to Twitter here. Check out BitBoy_crypto on Twitter, which, by the way, we did pick our new we did pick our winners for the Gleam contest yesterday, and they did all go through. So, 5 books, all those people have been contacted, and then, of course, 3 people that won the crypto. But I did want to highlight this real quick. If you are coming to any of the stops on the book tour for catching up to crypto, make sure to RSVP. And each day that these occur, we're going to go ahead and put something out on social media for you guys to sign up for the Eventbrite specifically. But if you click here and you go down to the bottom, which, by the way, This time on Los Angeles has changed. This is now like, I think 2:30 to 5:30. We got to get that updated on the website. And I'm not sure. I think we have the Boston location too. So maybe I need to clear my cache. I'm not sure. But if you click on these individual cities, if you click on San Francisco, you'll go here and it'll pull up the Eventbrite, and you guys can fill this out. It's actually in San Jose is actually where this is going to be. It's in San Jose. It's a little south of the city there. So there you go. Make sure you guys do that, though. And I also want to point out for BitLab Academy, we have a 15% off deal Kelly wanted me to tell you about. Let me double check what that is real quick. You guys can go to, let's see here. BitLab is running a discount code. It is green15. If you go to BitLab Academy, bitlabacademy.com, and go through here. And if you sign up for it, use the code green15, and you'll get 15% off the first month of your indicators and your Academy courses. Let's see here.
I'll drop a link in the chat.
Okay. All right. Drop a link in the chat. Perfect. Okay. Let's move on here. Move to the markets. All right. We got 22,322 cryptos, 536 exchanges, 971 billion in market cap, excuse me. Almost 50 billion in volume. Buckslayer says there's a bigger problem than Zell. How am I supposed to buy naughty things on the dark web when with BitLotto is down? I don't know. That's it. BizLotto. Nobody knows. $11,000 in accounts they seized. $11,000.
That's huge.
Now at the peak, it was 6 million. So you know what that means? They got all their money off before the government seized it.
Pretty funny how they arrested him in Miami. It's like a China-Russian connected exchange owner in Miami, just chilling.
Yep.
Wonderful.
That's the way they do it. Guys, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about JP Morgan hating Bitcoin. Talk about it tonight in our video too. We're going to cover it. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought. Oh, smash the like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad to support. It's the more likes you smash, the more protein I'll drink.
Keep it going. Make him keep drinking. Come on. Let's go.
Don't get any protein on my face. I'll be very careful about that. Bitcoin dominance, 41.4%, 19.3%. ETH dominance, 11 Paraguays will send you an ETH transaction. Looking at Bitcoin coming in at 20,856. I got out of a long. Whew, man, I got out of a long yesterday.
Good
I got up 30%. I got in at like 20,700. I got out at 20,950. And I just don't feel real good about the market right now. Look, long-term, I feel great. Mid-term, I feel great. I just mean specifically like today, tomorrow, this weekend. When I say I don't feel great, it could go up to 22. It could go back down to 20. It could fill that gap possibly at $19,990. We should talk about CME gap sometime because I think a lot of people that watch don't even know what the CME gap is. But we can look at that. There is a gap down there. Those fill 97% of the time. It was the last stat I saw. Maybe it's higher or lower now. But 97% of the time in crypto, those fill. So do expect that to get filled down at $19,990 at some point. So I'm just saying right now, I feel like Bitcoin is pretty volatile. It's been steady the last day. I feel like we could get a big spike up or a big spike down. So when I say I don't feel good about the market, I don't feel good looking at our indicators and thinking that right now is a good time to take a position on like a leverage trade right now. So that's what I mean. All right, so we got Ethereum coming in at 1534, BNB at 290. Biggest gainers of the day, we have Kava, we have Frax shares, we have Terra Luna Classic, we have Engine Coin, we have Basic Attention Token, Trust Wallet, Hedera, about 5% gains, XRP, about 5% gains. So Ismail Osgood, any thought on Spell Token? TOKEN. There we go. I can do it.
There it is.
You know, I was telling my kid last night, my kid had the flu, my youngest kid, Blake. He had the flu, and he won his class spelling bee, and he did not get to participate in the school spelling bee because he had the flu. It was a few weeks ago. Very sad. He would have won. He's a killer. I'd never won a spelling bee in my life.
Me either. I won a science fair once.
I won a geography bee once. I got second place about 100 times. It's very sad. It's one of the biggest regrets of my life is not winning a spelling bee. I'm a great speller. So spell token, TOKEN. I can do it every time. No problem.
Very
okay. I did want to also say this. Let's see. Let me see this. Let me pull this up. Let's see.
You just made me remember my science fair.
Oh, look, there's my wife right there. Look how cute she is. Hey, she's cute. She's cute. She has a. Is this hers? Is this hers? Yeah, this is my wife's account. Oh, she finally got her blue check. Look at that. Wait, what just happened there? There it is.
Chaos.
You guys can see her blue check there. She actually has had some people imposing her as Damon said. Anybody say comma? I saw that. People, she's been has an impersonator, has been messaging people. Obviously, she has a pinch tweet here saying she'll never ask for you for cryptocurrency. My wife would never do that. So she doesn't even ask me for cryptocurrency. Okay, think about that. She has a little bitty Coinbase wallet with like $2,000 in it. At the peak, it's probably worth $6 now. Yeah. So if anybody pretends to be my wife and messages you, yeah, she obviously that's not real. So did want to point that out because I had a couple of people asking. You think I should follow my own wife on Twitter?
You totally should. Are you gonna do it?
I should follow my own. There you go, hon. There you go. Something tells me her follower number will count. It will jump now. But
that's right.
Anyways. Oh, look at little Skippy. Look at little Skip. What a little puppy he
What
was.
a nug.
Yeah, that's back when we lived in Gainesville. That's years ago. Wow. All right. Okay. Moving on. Frank, you'll come and do charts? Come do the charts, Frank.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. Now, I basically agree with Ben. I think it was a good idea to get out of that long. I do think kind of locally we can come up a little bit higher, but nothing really significant. Am looking for a potential little bit of a bigger pullback here, hopefully. I do remain in my long. I do have a lot of profit taken out of it. I am waiting to come down a little bit lower to look for some places where I can add to that long a little bit if we are going to continue back up, but I just don't think that we're at the levels right now. I would like to come down a little bit deeper. As Ben was talking about, we do have that CME gap down at, I think it's like $19,500 is kind of where it ends. But I could actually pull that up because I think CME gaps are something that a lot of people don't really understand what they are. And it's actually funny that Ben said we should talk about it. We talked about it on Blockchain Basement yesterday, and I actually released a pre-record completely unrelated to why we were talking about it on Blockchain Basement, just happened to be on the same day. So I did upload a video about CME gaps, what they are, and how you can use them in your trading. And, when, they are pretty reliable, to be honest. I think that the percentage is pretty crazy. Like, there's a high percentage of them that usually get filled. And I think about 70%, again, like Ben said, the statistics may have changed. But I think it's like 70% of them fill within a week. So it's no guarantee that we have to come down and fill that, guaranteed right now. But it is it's very, very, very probable that we do fill it at some point, and a 70% chance of filling it within a week. So hopefully we can come down to that level. And if you guys are interested in learning about more about CME gaps, what they are, and how you can use them in your trading, you can check that video out on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. But let's go ahead and jump right into TradingView, guys. I'm going to update these levels just a bit. And don't forget, our chart section is brought to you by BitGet. If you guys want to sign up for BitGet, you guys know I was repping that BitGet hat on my live stream last night. If you guys want to sign up for BitGet, you can check the link in the description down below. And I don't know if Drew has the link, but maybe he could throw it in the chat as well. But let's go ahead and take a look here, guys. I'm just going to turn the TA off here for a second, and I want to pull up the volume. Let's pull up that VPVR. And essentially, coming up to the higher time frames, obviously we are coming up to a key level of resistance, right? This is basically the FTX level, going to be a strong level of resistance. And, if we get rejected here, we could wind up coming down a decent bit. You can see we have this high volume node coming in, about the top of that high volume node does come in around that $19,500 level, right where that CME gap is. And if we go ahead and type in or pull up the CME chart, turn it off, Heikin-Ashi candles. That is important. If you are looking at the CME chart, you won't see the gaps if you're looking at Heikin-Ashi candles. But you can see that gap right there. This is what people are talking about when they're mentioning that CME gap. I'm not going to go into what causes the CME gap. I went into that on the video yesterday. But you can see it does come down. The body of that candle does come down to that $19,500 level. So that's just to show you guys kind of what we're talking about when it comes to that CME gap. Coming back to the regular Bitcoin chart, you know, just kind of looking at the volume here, you could see you are getting that support with that gap at that high volume node. So if we do continue to get a strong rejection down here, that high volume node / gap would be a good place to look for, you know, some support, because obviously the volume is there. So, you know, daily does look like we could potentially have some more room to come down. However, the medium time frames do potentially signal a potential short-term move to the upside. But kind of just my general sentiment here is I am waiting for a potential short retrace up to the up to a little bit of a higher price before potentially getting a rejection down to visit that $19,500 level. But let's go ahead and take a look at these levels. I'm going to come down to the lower time frames. We'll turn those levels back on. And
can you look at the 90-minute chart?
yes, bada boom.
And then can you turn the Extrema on?
Yep. Boom.
Okay, so and there we go. So like I'm looking right now, and I know we've been having these conversations about it seems to be stuck right now. But then you look at that one, you look at the Extrema and you see the large green out of the wave.
Yep.
And then you look at the top and you see how it has crossed two different indicators on the market intelligence.
Yep.
Does that not look like a good place to take a short?
So yeah, so looking at the BitLab stack here, we are getting a bearish divergence popping up on market intelligence, and you do actually have your bars coming, your relative Extrema bars coming out of that green wave, kind of indicating, you know, we kind of try to explain this as when you have the bars come out of that wave, it's kind of like a rubber band being stretched back and could indicate a snapback to the downside. You could see that right here. This pink bar came out of the green wave, and then boom, we rubber band back down. So we are starting to get that signal here on the 90-minute, and you do have some confluence here with that bearish divergence. So yeah, that could potentially be an area where we could come down from. Something that would make that a really confident move is if you had the significant movement indicator starting to give you a little bit of a red wave. If a red wave pops up on here, you would have, you know, those three confirmations. So yeah, I would say as far as relative Extrema and BitLab market intelligence says, I mean, those definitely are aligned.
Do you know the difference between when a red line pops up at the top instead of a green line bar at the top of the Extrema? Like, what is the difference between those two?
I believe it has to do with volume. We should probably talk.
Okay.
Nick probably has a more in-depth answer for that, but I do believe it has something to do with the difference in volume. But yeah, just generally when it comes out of that green wave, that's kind of when you can expect that rubber band effect. And then again, if you really wanted to wait for super confluence, you can wait for that red wave on the significant movement, showing that you're coming up to the top of move. You have the bearish divergence and the relative Extrema. It's letting you know that the move may be extreme relative to the recent price action. So there you go. But
moving back to where you were, Frank. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's my job.
No, no, I think it's important to, because actually, speaking of the BitLab stack here, I do want to bring something up. Now, we were talking about this 2 days ago on my live stream, and anybody who's tuned in will have seen this. And then actually, Kelly from BitLab came into my chat yesterday and asked me to take a look at it. And it actually... I was like, hey, we looked at that yesterday, and it actually wound up playing out. I believe, was it the 4 hour? It's one of these time frames, might have been the 3 hour. But we were looking, before we got this move to the downside, we were looking at the hidden volume indicator, and it was giving us a bearish divergence signal right here with that red R. You could see it right there. And I was saying, you know, we had a lot of other confluence saying we were coming up to key resistance, a lot of bearish signals, looked like we were going to come down, and then we saw this bear signal on the hidden volume, which does have a really high hit rate. I was telling everybody on the channel to go back, and if you are using these indicators, to go back test these signals, because they are pretty reliable, especially when you have so much confluence like we did 2 days ago. And then boom, right after that divergence indication, we did get that big move to the downside. So just another thing that is very useful on the BitLab market intelligence. And it's always fun when you look at something and then the next day you go back and check and it's like, oh god, that hit super hard. But coming down to these lower time frames, let's turn that TA back on to get these levels. Basically, guys, you know, the way I'm playing this right now is obviously everybody wants to know, are we going to get a big correction here? And, you know, we've been talking about it. It's definitely possible. And, you know, that key level that you don't want to break here, obviously looking at the volume, is going to be really this high volume node down here. Again, getting into around that 19.5 level. But if we lose about 19,000, 19,100, we may break back into this low volume gap, and it will likely play out just like it did to the upside. So we could come down, break this high volume node, and then fall right through this gap, in which case I would start losing my bullish continuation sentiment for Bitcoin. So this is going to be a very, very key level to watch. And again, that high volume node does come in at about 19,186. However, we are obviously getting a little bit of ranging action up here. So basically what I'm doing, guys, is I'm coming down to those lower time frames, and I am going to go ahead and pull up these levels, and we'll hide that VPVR. And I'm basically just treating this as a range, right? A micro range. So we have our value area low down here where we were getting support. Then we have our POC right here. It looks like we are trying to flip that POC to support. Also have a local golden pocket there. And then we have our value area high up here. So kind of my plan here, guys, is to wait and see if we can get a move to the upside to come up here and test this value area high. And if we could get bearish signals and a bunch of bearish confirmations up here, and my checklist is all checked off, I will be looking for short positions here, because what that does is allows us to, obviously we got a decent move to the downside. Now we're consolidating. Maybe we get a short retrace up to make a lower high. Obviously, we have a high here. That would give us a lower high right here. Maybe a good place to start looking for some shorts to potentially short it back down to, number one, the POC, and then hopefully down to the value area low. And then once we start losing that value area low, that's kind of where you get pretty close to, if we pull up the volume here, you can see we have most of our volume is up here where we're ranging right now. But if we crack that value area low, is going to be a very key level to watch, because if we do crack that value area low coming in at about 20,650, we will fall into this low volume gap, and likely that is where it's once we lose that value area low that we have the possibility of going down to fill that CME gap at about $19,500. Now, again, treating it as a micro range, expecting, because we are starting to hold support on top of the POC, as long as we stay on top of this POC, I am expecting to come up to that value area high. So, and again, looking for shorts at this level. Shout out to Damon Carney. I appreciate that, man. It says, Frankie crushing the calls once again. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the kind comment. I see Dave Digital in the chat. But this is basically what I'm looking at, guys. Again, you will know, the 4 hour is also looking like we could start to get a little bit of a move up. And again, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of a retrace. I will be looking for short still. However, taking a look at the DXY, let me go ahead and hide these indicators just to make it a little bit cleaner. You guys will know one thing we were looking at on the DXY was on the daily time frame, and we are starting to get a little bit of a bullish divergence, and it is confirmed, right? Now, no saying that this is going to play out in a very, very big way. Actually, in fact, we do have a death cross on the DXY, which would be pretty bearish for the dollar and more bullish for Bitcoin. And it is one of those macro things that is making me think that if we just come down for a small retrace on Bitcoin, maybe go fill that CME gap and then wind up turning back around to the upside, this DXY death cross is another thing that is kind of making me think that we could get this continued rally, in the bear market, which we still are technically in. But in the short term, that daily bullish divergence did start to give us a little bit of a move down on Bitcoin. But yeah, just keeping an eye on this as well. So if this continues to move up, we can actually continue to see that move down for Bitcoin. And then, eventually that death cross will continue to play out on the DXY, where we might be able to see Bitcoin continue to run up. So there you go, guys. Those are the key levels I'm watching and just kind of how I'm attacking things right now. Again, I'll just leave this up here while Ben comes back. If you guys want to take a screenshot of those levels or something, just that little micro range between about 21,182 and 20,653 is that micro range I'll be trading until we lose that value area low. Back to Ben. Bing bong.
That's great. Everybody, make sure you take a look at Frank's micro.
That's right.
We all know Frank's got a micro to look at.
Take a screenshot.
So take a screenshot of his micro if y'all see it. If y'all see it where I do, I'll be really upset. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and Jules says, wonder if Frankie remembers me. Do you remember Jules?
Jules from the stream?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jules wanted to see a specific coin. I forget what it was.
Jules wanted to see a specific coin, specific micro. Cool. I like it. Okay. All right. Moving on here, guys. We've got combo breaker. Combo breaker.
What a terrible headline.
What?
That's just an awful, terrible headline.
What a terrible one. Bitcoin ends ridiculous 14-day winning streak. Is this a Mortal Kombat joke?
I think so. I don't know.
If that's a Mortal Kombat joke, I'm actually pretty impressed with it. All
right, fine.
Favorite Mortal Kombat character? Go.
Scorpion, obviously.
Okay, I'm a Sub-Zero guy.
Okay,
I will wreck you a Sub-Zero over and over and over.
Come here.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What did Sub-Zero have a line? What's his line?
Oh, I don't think so.
He never had one. So. He's a silent type. He's a cold and silent type.
Yeah.
Stoic. I like that. I know a lot of those people, the cold and silent type. All right, 15 days prior, BTC was shaping up to match or even beat its November 2013 record of 15 consecutive days of positive price movement, the longest of such streaks in its history. Let's see. Primary cause for negative price action appeared to be an ominous announcement by the Department of Justice saying it would announce an international cryptocurrency enforcement action. And guys, let's face facts. It was one of the largest nothing burgers ever in the history of the world. And which, by the way, I do have to say, so in fact, check me. I did say I hate the phrase nothing burger. It is true. And then I used it a million times. Yeah, get over here. We all know that Scorpion. Yeah, we all know that. Killer Instinct was the game. I don't know. Liu Kang, I would crush you. You try to bicycle kick me, I'm going to freeze you in the sky, uppercut you. It's over. It's over for you.
I need to go watch this stuff again. It's been years.
All right, Bitcoin can pass 30K before setting new bear market low. Hey, that's exactly what I've said can happen. Well, no, I don't think it will set a new low, but it came past 30K and then come back down.
Yeah.
Bitcoin may gain another 50%. You see, they need narratives like this. You need narratives like this so people still believe that there's going to be a new low, right? Because you got a lot of these people that are saying that there's not going to be, we're definitely going to 10 to 14,000. But now that Bitcoin's hit this rally, it's kind of hard for them to look and say that because we've got well above that $15,000 range now. So, I mean, we're $6,000 above it basically. Or, yeah, thereabouts. 5,000, 6,000, depends on what day it is. So you're having people now say, oh, well, we can go it so far and then come back down. You know who's been real quiet lately? Crypto Savvy. Been real quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Been real quiet. Everybody's looking for that new low in January. Don't think it's coming. Wendy O uses that phase. Well, if Wendy says it, then I guess I got to retire it. I guess I got to retire it if Wendy says it.
At least Savvy's building a house, though, for himself.
He is. I mean, good for Savvy. I like Crypto Savvy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, he's teetering.
It's getting a little dicey. Dicey.
Even Gareth Holloway said, oh, well, if it goes back above 22, then maybe we won't get new lows.
Yeah.
Pretty close to 22. I think there's a strong chance we're at 22 by next week. Very, 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 very strong chance.
I agree with that.
I'm expecting Bitcoin to come down, fill that gap, hit 19,900, pop right back up, go straight to 22, and then be off to the races for the rest of the month, the next month. So, and of course, that doesn't mean we're going to all-time highs. It's going to be a while, guys. It's going to be next year before we hit all-time highs again, in my opinion. Yep. Some people are telling you that's not true. Some people are telling you by the end of this year, we'll be at 100K and blah, 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 blah. Not happening.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right. Updating its long-term Elliott wave price analysis is argued the current upside constitutes a wave 4 for Bitcoin, essentially a bear market relief move. There's a little bit about Elliott wave. Do you know about the Elliott yawn?
The Elliott yawn's a very strong indicator.
I love the Elliott yawn.
Yeah.
It's CoinTeleLive reported Bitcoin has swapped its up-only trading behavior for some much needed consolidation in recent days. If you were to consider what we just saw up-only action because it was green for 14 days in a row, then you have a lot to learn in crypto. It's like when your coin goes down 98% and it bounces 50%. People are like, all right, Solana.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, guys.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the news here. We got Bitcoin exchange balance hits 4-year low. Here he goes. He still says new lows coming this year. So, Savvy, where's your new low in? You said new low in January, though. You did say new low in January, correct? Am I wrong on that? Am I wrong? Send me more money so you can correct me. It's true. The money goes to the people. It doesn't even go to us for another month. Bitcoin exchange balance is 4-year low. How will it impact BTC? After the FTX meltdown, Bitcoin began a rally that saw its value increase by over 25% and make up the losses. The rest of the cryptocurrency market could also rise thanks to the King Coin's rally. The King Coin. How about that? King Coin. Not King Kong. The King Coin. However, Glassnode's balance on exchange metrics displayed a low volume despite the surge. Combo breaker. Oh, it's a Killer Instinct reference. That's what that is. And what was the super chat above that?
Let's see here.
Long-term, who wins price-wise? ADA or XRP? Like, price-wise? I think you got to go XRP. The supply's lower, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling XRP on that side.
Yeah, I think XRP, but I mean, look, if you ask me which one's going to have the highest gains, you know, oh yeah. Savvy said we won't see 20K again until 2025. That is what he did say that. He did say that. I'm not going to say, you know, look, we're all wrong sometimes. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to hit new lows, but there you
I like
go.
the conviction. I like the conviction.
Yeah. You got to look, if I were him, I couldn't retreat off of this right now. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't retreat off 100K. I said it too strongly. And I had to retreat from it when I was wrong.
That's true. The whole market was saying 100K, and only a few people kind of called out themselves on that.
Oh my gosh. Unforgettable Name says he's taking a shot every time I yawn and he's at work. He may get fired. Guys, I don't know what's on with the yawning. Should I go to the doctor? Y'all think I'm dying?
No, you just work hard.
Just work hard. That's what it is.
That's all it is.
I play hard too. Work hard, play hard.
Right.
That's Wiz Khalifa taught me that. It's very tall, Wiz Khalifa, I think.
Is he?
Very tall. Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
It's not always the case that the low Bitcoin balance on centralized exchanges indicates a downward market trend. Fewer people holding Bitcoin may sell them on exchanges. And guys, I've been telling you for a while, you can't really trust these Bitcoin exchange numbers. These don't really make sense. Where's TJ? TJ is at C12 today. So it's his day today to be gone one day a month. He does it. So there you go. I was there on Tuesday. Bitcoin crowd sentiment hits a multi-month high as Bitcoin price touches 21K. I can feel that. Can y'all feel the change in the sentiment?
Oh, yeah.
How many people we have watching today?
We got 4,300 right now.
4,300. Man,
Yeah.
we need a lot more than that.
I know we need another fake DOJ release tripping everyone out.
Man, tripping everybody out.
Yeah.
Low T. Ben yawns a lot. Low T.
I would highly disagree with that.
That's not true at all. We used to have some high E people in the building. They're gone though. But let me tell you, the low T, we don't mess around with low T around here. Okay. If your T gets low, you just go get some more. That's what you do.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Bitcoin crowd sentiment touches. I mean, look, the sentiment has changed dramatically here recently. According to data from Santiment, trading crowd sentiment has touched its highest in 6 months. It's second highest bullish sentiment. Let's see, what is the price doing right now? Just trying to take a look at it. In the past 14 months, data indicates that traders are treating Bitcoin's price rebound as a signal of a possible bigger breakout in the near future. You guys can see here. This is from old horn hairs. Old horn hairs. I don't know this guy, but I sure do like that name.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's a great name.
It's catchy.
It very is. Let's see. Bitcoin bull market, 1,064 days. The bear market, 364. 1,064 days. Current market low, 364 days. Exactly, pretty much. Carbon copy of the last cycle. I told you guys again. Yep. I mean, look, there's a reason why we talk so much about these cycles. I mean, they're the only thing in crypto that have ever actually bared to be true. No pun intended there. Right up to the top and the bottom of the prior cycles look surprisingly similar when examining the long-term price action of Bitcoin. Some more trees, 2021 cycle seems to follow a similar trend. Yeah. It's almost like somebody's been telling you that.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
It's weird.
Who?
You.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah, it was me. You're right. Yeah. Study, 64% of North Americans invest in crypto without any research at all. Well, this is shocking. This is shocking. Guys, this is why I tell you all the time. You're not early investing in Bitcoin. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're not early investing in crypto. You're early understanding it. That's why you got to get the book, Catching Up to Crypto. You get this book, you get set so far ahead of everybody else because nobody's paying attention, okay? Nobody's paying attention to what they're putting money in. They're just throwing it in there. So let's see. BitSquad can get a 2-for-1 for free in DC. Just registered with you. Crypto Stevo coming to the book tour. So there we go. I haven't been to Washington, D.C. in a long time. I've been to Washington, D.C. in 18 years, I think.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah. All right, here we go. In particular, 64% of North American investors spend less than 2 hours or don't do any research at all before making a crypto investment. According to Bybit and Toluna's Crypto Investment Literacy Report, how much time do you spend before investing in a crypto project or trading a new coin? None. I tend to buy what's trending, most talked about on social media. You see the purple? Yes. None. I tend to buy what my friends tell me. Less than 2 hours, 3 to 8 hours, a few days, a few weeks. The few weeks people, y'all are probably spending too much time. Oh, Gary Gensler wants me to come visit him while I'm in Washington. Yeah, I'll make sure to get him out there, Gary.
Absolutely.
Make sure to come out there, Gary. Gary. Isn't Gary a snail on SpongeBob?
He was. Absolutely. I think he was. Yeah.
I think so. Gary was a snail.
God.
What a sluggard.
Yeah,
what a sluggard.
Definitely.
He said false bottom in February, March, and then trapped to 14K, then the true bottom in September, October. Okay. But did you not say it wasn't going to get over 20K until 2025? Did you or did you not say it? Did you or did you not? I mean, if you did, or if you didn't, let's hear it. Okay, so basically, if we get through March and there's no false bottom, then I just like what I really like is I really like that moment where I can be like, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see when is the moment. What's the number? If it gets to what number would you say, okay, well, I guess maybe we'll just go back to the traditional 4-year cycles. What's the number? Let's see. Hey, Ben, a week or so, Gary Gensler came on your channel. Did he? Well, he's here all the time.
Yeah, he's always in the chat.
He's always in the chat.
He can't.
Gary
can't
G.
let us alone.
Gary G. Okay, Jim Cramer in disbelief as crypto market notches up. Cries manipulation. Look at this guy.
I love this.
Why do all these guys look the same? Why do they all look the same? Why do they all look like mirrors? Like, can you not see your face in this shiny forehead? Can you not? Now, what is up with the yellow teeth? What's up with the yellow teeth? Can we get some white teeth?
They're just too much polishing.
My teeth are so tiny that you can't actually see them. So you have no idea what color my teeth are.
No.
Okay. All right. Signs have started to emerge over the past month of a thaw in the crypto winter of the past year. So far in January, Bitcoin has risen some 30% from 17,000 to 21,000. Ethereum has also risen over 30%, while total crypto market capitalization has risen back above 1 trillion. Even NFTs saw a rebound in sales in December. Let's see. Sam Bankman-Fried doles out credit lines to crypto institutions. He's the new JP Morgan. Back June 22nd. Did not play well.
Absolutely not.
He looks like he has gas pains. I can see it. I can see it. Like others, Cramer also believed the collapse would trigger a broader crackdown from authorities who would soon perform a sweep. Guys, these people that are all sold out, that there's some kind of gigantic sweep coming for crypto.
Right.
That Binance is going down and Tether is going down. I do think there could be a little something with Tether. Let's see. Said 55 weekly EMA. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. You got all these people that they want it. They're doomsdayers. They want the price to drop dramatically. Yeah. That's what they want. That's what they're after. They want to see everybody fail. They want to see everybody lose money. They want to see Binance go down. They're doomsdayers. But guys, that's not coming. I do think there's a little something with Dan Freeberg to watch where it comes to Tether and Deltec Bank. I think there is something to watch there, something to say. But there it is. So let's see. Robert, when we were at 60K, BitBoy was still calling for 100K when Savvy would go back up. When Savvy was calling for the drop, I'm just calling it like I see it. That's true. He was saying that. Give him credit for that. But he also said it was going down in the middle when we had a new all-time high. Yeah. So I'm saying none of us are perfect. We all do the best we can. We all have biases. My bias is bullish. Is bearish. Is what it is. You see the news yesterday about Genesis filing bankruptcy. Are we going to talk about that today? I guess not. Where does that leave Gemini earn customers on the creditors list? Any guess? Not sure, but yeah, I've said for a long time, if you are on Gemini earn list, you are probably not getting your money back.
Yeah.
There's just no money there, unfortunately. So, Jamie Dimon says rates will rise above 5% because there's still a lot of underlying inflation. JB Morgan, CEO. Let's see. Do we have this?
Might be the next tab, the video.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. JP Morgan says, Jamie Dimon says he believes interest rates will go higher than what the Federal Reserve currently projects as inflation remains stubbornly elevated. Dimon said the recent easing of inflation comes into the temporary factors such as a pullback in oil prices. He said if the U.S. suffers a mild recession, interest rates will rise to 6%, yada, yada, yada. Oh, look at Greta there.
I know.
Look at Greta.
She faked her
arrest. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, she faked her
arrest.
Yeah, she faked her arrest. How stupid is that?
Sad.
It's such a sham. It's all such a freaking sham.
The worst is the police like taking better angles for the camera.
It's stuff like this that makes people question everything. If you don't question everything you see about climate change, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. If you just accept at face value what you're being told about climate change, you're an idiot. I'm not saying what percentage of it is true and what percentage of it is not true. All I'm saying is, and we're going to look at a decentralized science video here soon, showing you a lot of the problems with the funding for a lot of these scientific research projects. Guys, They literally have Greta, the poster child of climate change, go out and fake an arrest as a photo opportunity.
Yeah.
Does that not trigger any alarm bells for you guys?
It's bizarro world.
It's bizarre. It's extremely bizarre. As we're seeing this stuff with Twitter, and we're seeing the stuff about the pandemic and the vaccines come out on Twitter, the amount of energy and effort that has been put into suppressing information so that you can make a informed judgment call on what you feel.
Right.
The amount of time and energy and government overreach that has been put in to suppress information, it should make you extremely worried. Do I think people are dying from heart attacks because they got the vaccine? I don't know. I don't know. All I'll say is I'm giving it a little more credibility today than I was giving it a year ago. Yeah. But I don't know the answer. I'm not a scientist. I don't know the answers. But all I want is fair information put out on both sides so people can make fair, independent judgment calls on this stuff. When you have Greta faking an arrest at a protest where police are literally involved in it during Davos, during the World Economic Forum, guys, open your eyes. You're not getting the full truth. And that's all I care about is I just want people to get the full truth. And I want to watch my trade, and I want my trade to go in the positive. That's the other thing I want. So if you guys see me looking down here, it's because,
That's what it is.
All right. Go on, CNBC host. I mean, of course, we know Andrew Ross Sorkin, one of the biggest scammers in the history of mankind. So she must be friends with AOC. Look, I'm sorry. I like AOC. I love her. I'd have her on the show. I think she's great. Now, I don't agree with her politics, but I think she's great. I don't know why I like her. Why do you think I like her? Is it because did she go to Harvard? Did she go to Yale? Where'd she go?
I mean, she's got good hair.
She does have nice hair.
She has nice
I like
hair.
the glasses look. I like when she wears the glasses. Yeah. The glasses makes her a lot less, intimidating is not the right word, much more approachable. So I think AOC is really funny on social media. I don't think she means to be, but I think she is. And I don't know. I don't hate her as much as I hate Elizabeth Warren. That's what I'll tell you. I don't know why. Fair. Okay. Check this out. Here we go. Speaking of scammers, we got Andrew Ross Sorkin talking to Jamie Dimon here. Let's go ahead and hit the play here. Are we going to watch this whole clip? 2 minutes?
He spills the beans.
Yeah, let's watch it.
15 seconds. But
we pretty much.
Whoa! What is that?
With you. I'm curious because I don't think we talked to you.
I think all that's been a waste of time, and why you guys waste any breath on it is totally beyond me.
Because you just think the whole thing just is
going to zero.
Going to zero, and it's fake.
Bitcoin itself is a hyped up fraud. It's a pet rock.
You're back to that,
yeah,
really?
Of course, yeah.
So what do you make then of BlackRock and other firms that are investing in infrastructure?
No, that's different. Blockchain is a technology ledger system that we use to move information. We've used it to do overnight repo, intraday repo. We've used it to move money.
Right.
So that is a ledger. That's a technology ledger type of thing that we think will be deployable. Remember, we've been talking about that for 12 years too, and very little's been done.
There's some tokens that I agree with you on, but Bitcoin's based on a distributed ledger.
Yeah,
it has all the characteristics of a store of value. It's immutable. It's scarce.
Totally untrue. It's
21 million.
Well, yeah, really. How do you know it's going to stop at 21 million?
Because
I mentioned this to people too. Everyone says that. Well, maybe it's going to get 21 million, and Satoshi's picture is going to come up and laugh at you all. And say, no.
I'm going to make a lot more comments about this later tonight. So make sure you come back for our 10 p.m. video, and I'm going to make comments on that specifically. Yep. What an idiot. All right.
And then Satoshi will take billions of dollars.
What was your reaction to the failure of FTX and all of that? You've seen lots of failures over the years of different things that have happened on Wall Street and in the world of finance.
I'm not surprised at all.
And
I called it a decentralized Ponzi scheme. The hype around this thing has been extraordinary.
The underlying
but you have a lot of clients who are involved.
You guys you've all seen the analysis on Tether and the analysis on all these things and lack of disclosures, and it's outrageous. The regulators should have stopped this a long time ago. People have lost billions of dollars. Some are, if you look at it as lower income people, it's in some cases.
Jamie, there's a difference between saying FTX is a decentralized Ponzi scheme and saying that crypto itself is a Ponzi scheme. That's like, Madoff created options.
Crypto itself that doesn't do anything is a pet rock. You're happy to
Bitcoin.
You own it all you want.
I'm just talking. There's a lot. It's billions of dollars.
I don't care about Bitcoin, so we should just drop the subject.
All right. Well, let me ask.
This idea of Bitcoin, we just get more than 21 million. It's easy. Like, that's asinine. Like, I'm going to rant about that pretty hard tonight. And guys, you really understand these people, they only talk to the mainstream media. I think he probably felt way too challenged there by CNBC.
Yep.
But guys, JP Morgan's been in on crypto forever. Forever they've been in on it. Cadena, offshoot of JP Morgan. They've been using the Quorum Ethereum Enterprise blockchain. So it really is absolutely. Look at the many times Jamie Dimon has talked about Bitcoin. Right. Guys, he talks about it positive when it's on the way down. He talks about it negative when it's on the way up.
Yep.
Go figure. He just like old Guggenheim from old Guggenheim Partners. Old Scott Menard. Rest in something. I don't want anyone to say rest in peace. That guy, you would just watch the things he would say and know that on the back end he was doing the opposite. Yep. Jamie Dimon is the same way. Once again, another one of these guys that looks just like all these other guys. He should read my book. There you go, David. He should read the book.
He's afraid of losing control.
He is. He's losing it. They're losing it. So, but guys, so I don't want to ruin the video tonight, but here's what they're doing. Okay. What they're doing is they're positioning blockchain good, Bitcoin crypto bad. Why?
Sovereignty.
CBDCs.
Yep.
Blockchain's great for CBDCs, and we can make it permissioned. All the great things they like about it, we can change it. Make it not transparent. Make it private. And now, all of a sudden, we control everybody's money. So that's the control that comes in.
We pulled a CBDC story out of Australia.
Yeah.
Carbon credit stuff. Fun.
What about the, see how Jamie doesn't allow any counterpoints? Exactly. Good comment there. What about the New Zealand Prime Minister stepping down?
I was so happy to see her resignation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she deserves it, man. The country's not happy with what you did during the last flu season, and you get to deal with what you sow. So enjoy.
We got Neo Scooter says, "Oh dang, Scott Menard is dead. He is dead." And I don't know what is this thing about when people die that suddenly you're supposed to be respectful towards them. What is that? What is that about? When Hitler died, do you think people were like, well, now, he died, he shot himself, very sad, very sad. Let's look at all the great things that Hitler did. Look at all the great things that he did. He led Germany and blah, blah, blah. He gave great speeches.
Yeah.
No, you don't say that about Hitler because he's dead. I refuse to let up on Scott Menard because he's dead.
Right.
I refuse. If Jamie Dimon dies tomorrow, I'm not going to talk about the good things that he did. Right. I want to remember the legacy of these wretched villains and criminals in our traditional financial system. I want to honor the people by still continuing to speak truth about who these people were. Just because they're dead, they don't get a pass. In reality, that lets us look at their entire body of work and say, oh, well, actually, he had no redemption at the end. Maybe some of these people, maybe Jamie Dimon, maybe he can have a moment of truth where he realizes the criminal organization that he runs, the Ponzi scheme that he runs. And maybe by the end of his life, on his deathbed, he may recant and say, you know what? I regret. Scott Menard, he didn't do that. So no, he doesn't get a pass. Nobody gets a pass because you die in this channel. I'm sorry. And including me. If I die, do not give me a pass. Talk about me as I am and I was.
That's just what it is. And maybe we ever forget that they were ever our countrymen.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Explainer, a looming U.S. debt ceiling fight is starting to worry investors because I tweeted, what if I told you there is no debt ceiling? Because there really isn't. They just make the number up. They do whatever they want. They'll just change the numbers. Joe Biden changed the numbers on what is a recession. You just change the numbers. No big deal. The United States will hit its mandated $31.4 trillion borrowing limit on Thursday, forcing the Treasury to launch extraordinary cash management measurements that can likely prevent a debt default until early June. Look, here it is. Look at this.
Look at the scariness.
Is this scary to you?
So scary.
Is this terrifying?
I'm so scared.
Man.
We better just bump that number up a little bit.
Have you noticed how much this correlates to the money printing?
Yeah. The value of the dollar inverse.
Somebody, MC Crypto says, this is my eulogy, or this is on my tombstone. Ben, he ranted well. That's good. That's good, MC. I like that. Okay. When will the U.S. hit the debt ceiling? Janet Yellen is trying to get rid of the debt ceiling, which we might as well just go ahead and do because it helps us continue the Ponzi. I'm not a short YouTuber, P3A Bo. Okay, I'm not short. I'm 5'10". I'm an inch taller than the average male American, making me tall.
Yeah.
Just not as tall as the other people that work here. And that's without the apple crate that I stand on every day.
See? Absolutely.
Thanks. $1 billion worth of crypto sold by Peter Thiel's fund after holding for 8 years. So interesting here.
Right.
Enormous profit for the man that created PayPal that stole my account recently.
What a gem.
Peter Thiel's founders fund successfully sold $1 billion worth of cryptocurrencies with a significant profit, according to the Fortune article. Most interesting part of the story is Thiel's speech at the Miami conference when the venture capitalists explained.
Oh, you're yawning.
He's drunk now. The guy's drunk who's doing the drinking game with my yawns. Oh man, this is bad. I got to see a doctor about this yawning, or else they're going to stay on me on the channel.
Let's get you on some mushroom pills.
Some what?
Some mushroom pills. These lion's mane pills. I'm
some
on.
Lion's mane.
Yeah, these are chaotic. Chaos in a pill.
Oh my gosh, I'll be on the show like, oh my gosh, let's check out the price of Bitcoin.
This is sweet.
Price of Bitcoin is a pink cloud. It's a pink cloud, and I tell you what, man, this is weird. Look at.
Your hands are huge.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh man. John Bone says, Catching Up to Crypto, a great book. Thanks. I think anybody that reads is going to really get a lot out of it. You're going to really like it. So yeah, that's enough mushrooms on the show, guys. That was good. Another great part of Ben's future eulogy. No matter what Ben Armstrong did, he always gave 100% unless he was donating blood. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. They wanted me to take some Brain Force from InfoWars. So there
I
we
would
go.
recommend it.
Met you in LA. You were to fix your posture. You would be 6 foot. Your neck is curved. Thanks. Appreciate that. I think that's a compliment.
Maybe. You got a thick neck. You definitely got a thick neck.
I do have a thick neck. You guys know, even though I've lost a lot of weight, my neck is still like 17, almost 18 inches, I think.
Hold on to it.
I want to don't get rid of this neck.
I know. When you hit the next bull cycle.
All right. We got some kava energy drink or some kava drinks coming.
That's good too. I like that stuff.
Lion's mane is not a psychedelic.
It's
well, then
not.
why am I looking at the microphone like this? Why? I'm tripping right now. Tell you what.
It's just a placebo effect.
It is Lion's Side that I did, not Lion's Made, I think. Right. I think I did the wrong one. I did the knockoff version, and now I'm tripping balls up here. Carver Coin says his neck is curved too. I tell you what, really missing TJ here. TJ's got some really great neck.
He's got it. He does. My neck is jacked up.
Is it?
Yeah, I got one.
You just had oral surgery.
I did.
That's where you go in and they explain the surgery to you.
Yeah, well, they talked about it, and then weird things happened. But no, yeah, they went up here.
Show's too funny today.
Yeah, jacked up my cheekbone, and
old cheekbone.
I was a little pissed off all week. I couldn't eat.
You couldn't eat?
No.
Wow,
I was on
tough.
smoothies. I got my abs back though. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I couldn't slam cheeseburgers over and over again during the day. So.
Man, I tell you what. Initially, San Francisco-based Founders Fund bought in 2014, went trade under $1,000. So there you go. Peter Thiel selling the bottom. Why is he doing that? CZ talks trust in working with regulators in Davos fireside chat. Let's see here. He was with the CTO of Casper Labs. Is that CZ without glasses?
I don't think so.
That's CZ without glasses.
Is it?
Wow. He looks a lot different without glasses.
Yeah,
doesn't
he does.
Wow.
Took 20 years.
CZ sat down with Meta Parklikar, co-founder and CTO of Casper Labs, another project that FTX screwed, by the way.
Yeah.
For a chat in Davos for the World Economic Forum. CZ joined Parlikar in a live audience via stream. It was hosted by the Blockchain Hub Davos 2023, powered by Casper Labs. And look at this. Wow, what a fascinating interview. He's wearing glasses there. CZ attempted to further burnish his credentials as the adult in the room, stressing that the industry should continue to work in tandem with the government to avoid drama that characterized 2022. His point about working closely with regulators was repeated several times. And you know what? Binance has worked very closely with regulators, with the SEC as well. Removing American customers from the site a long time ago. I got caught up in that sweep, obviously. Here's some crypto news. CFTC commissioner comes out strongly against self-certification of product listings by exchanges. Very interesting. Christy Goldsmith Romero, a top official with CFTC, is warning lawmakers against allowing crypto asset exchanges to self-certify with the regulator to list trading products. CFTC already allows exchanges to self-certify in order to list contracts or other products, including commodities. Okay, let's see what's going on with my trade here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we're almost back to even. We're almost back to even. Good.
Okay.
What has to be done from the crypto industry's corner if it wishes to regain the public's trust post FTX? It needs to preserve strong corporate governance, but also increase the roles in the companies of gatekeepers, such as lawyers and compliance professionals. God, we barely avoided another yawn.
Yeah,
barely avoided it.
It almost. We got to get you on these mushroom pills.
Man, I tell you what,
I'm serious.
Why don't you forget the pills? Just give me the whole caps. Give me a little bag.
I got some powder.
You used to could buy those for 30 Bitcoin on Silk Road.
Yeah.
Total amount of coins held on exchanges. STBL is a virtual asset that aggregates the data across all ERC20 stablecoins supported on Glassnode. God, it was close. Almost another one.
I know.
It's going to come too.
Ugh.
You know you can't fight it off. When the yawn starts, you can suppress. Yep. It's just like the Bitcoin price. You can suppress it. But when it's ready to pop, it's going to pop.
Yep.
And we're setting all-time highs on yawns these days. All-time highs. I mean, we did 4 yesterday, and today we're already on like 3, and I've managed to, stop a few.
Burning.
Let's see here. Interesting interview about Cadena. We might do that. We're doing some more interviews on some projects. Obviously, we did the Hedera one the other day. I'm looking into some other ones.
I like the interview.
Yeah, it was a good.
Interesting project.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
I walked away more bullish.
Yeah.
On Hedera.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't bullish on it before. I love the H Barbarians. You guys know we love the H Barbarians.
Yeah.
The energy drinks make you yawn. How do you know? I think I'm dehydrated.
I think
I'm not drinking enough water.
I think the energy drinks are bad. Like on the mushroom stuff, I don't even need energy drinks. I could just blast through the day. I'm working out at 10 at night. I'm live streaming at 11. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Who paid 30 Bitcoin for a bag of dung flowers? They did. They did back in the day. I promise. You go look it up. Somebody said they can imagine a rant with me on shrooms.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll probably avoid that, but
yeah, we'll try to avoid that. I won't be doing any shrooms.
Might not be pretty.
Might not be pretty. Well, the last time, about 15 years ago, we'll just say it ended with me beating up a cop.
Yeah.
So
issues.
Ended up overdosing in the hospital for 3 days.
Yes.
So that's why we're sober today.
Exactly.
Thank you too. It wasn't mushrooms, it was acid, but go figure. It was I've been up for 4 days or 5 days. It was 7 hits of acid, meth, coke, and weed. The coke and the acid is really what put me over the top. And then I went insane. I fought 6 cops, broke a cop's arm. I was running down the street, running into cars. I ran into a car. I bounced off. I was bleeding everywhere. And then a cop pulls up, and then I jump up and I run up over the door. I catapult over the door, and then I punch him, I grab him, I throw him, and I break his arm. I fought 5 cops for 20 minutes. There were people everywhere watching. I was trying to kill myself, basically. And next thing I know, wake up 3 days later in a hospital bed, and I had a big problem.
And you learned a great lesson.
I learned a great lesson. Yeah, I needed help. I couldn't do it on my own, so I went to rehab for 2 years.
Yep.
A place called No Longer Bound in Cumming, Georgia. So that's why we make a lot of jokes. I remember what it was like, but yeah, we've been sober for it'll be 16 years in July. 16 years, long time.
Congrats.
But yeah, there's no footage of that. I've looked it up a lot of times. And I may or may not have been wearing any clothes. I'll just throw that out there. Okay. I may or may not have been wearing any clothes at all when that was going on. Imagine that.
Allegedly.
Weight loss book next, or drop a video explaining. Wow, people really want to know how I lost the weight. Well, you just work out, and you work out. You go to the gym.
You eat good too.
Eat better.
No, you eat real good.
You're getting too much oxygen when you're talking. Makes you yawn. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you.
That's a reasonable.
That's
answer.
reasonable. I like that.
Yeah.
I should breathe better when I talk.
Little sips, maybe.
Little sips.
I used to do it when I'd sing heavy metal.
Yeah. Drew, heavy metal singer. Give us a riff, Drew.
No.
Wow. Okay. Digital Dollar Project warns on U.S. cautious approach to CBDCs. The DDPs, that's the Diamond Dallas Pages for you WCW fans. White paper called the U.S.'s approach to CBDCs an unsustainable position. So this is interesting. The United States may have conceded a head start to other nations in setting global standards for the future of money regarding central bank digital currencies. But in the future, the country should lead the development of an international regulatory framework around digital currencies, the Digital Dollar Project said on Wednesday. Now, this is very fascinating because if you listen to what I've said, I believe the regulatory framework around the CBDC is the most important thing that we can do in the crypto world to fight against a CBDC.
Yes.
You can't fight the CBDC. It is coming. You have to get in with the regulation and fix it in a way to where we don't have social credit scores. Your ability to spend money is not tied to stuff you say on social media or even laws that you may or may not break.
Yep.
We can't have people that can't spend their own money. That's what we're concerned about. I mean, Drew, you're a prepper.
Oh yeah.
Am I right? You're
Big
what do they
time.
call you? A 3%er? What do they call you?
You know, I am just a spicy American that's seen a lot of tyranny.
Yeah.
Feeling thirsty, baby, but it's hanging out, just watching everything go down. But yeah. And the carbon credit scores are going to be cooked into these things in some regards. So,
and you see it up front tyranny here at BitBoy Crypto.
Yeah,
Obviously,
absolutely.
I'm
Every
a
day.
tyrannical boss.
Daily.
A Tyrannosaurus Rex, as they call me around there. Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
So here's what I want to say. Is Drew, the number one thing that you're concerned about, right, is a person that takes a lot of this stuff very seriously, more seriously than I take it, to be honest with you. I take it serious, but you take it very extremely serious.
Yeah.
The number one thing we're scared about with CBDCs, right, is the ability for the government to limit your ability to spend money.
Yeah, and that can be done with biometric data tracing. You can have your retina scanned on your phone and tracking your emotional response to political figures as they speak in the future, and that'll shut down your ability to purchase things at the grocery store the day of. So there's a lot of implications that we got to scream at the top of our lungs to avoid, and they work for us. That we have to remind them that they work for us, these legislators, and will not allow it. So,
yeah, they get it twisted. Wallace says, are you familiar with Dr. Ben Goertzel, AGIX? I don't know what AGIX is.
Check it out.
But I know Ben Goertzel very well. I've talked to him several times. I consider him my friend, for sure. I like him, and I think he's the smartest guy out there. He's the smartest guy I've ever talked to, Ben Goertzel. So, all right. So the DDP laid out a series of warnings about the United States' cautious approach, calling it a conspicuous absence and an unsustainable position, because they're on the back end doing work on it, I'm sure. CBDC expert and co-founder of Fluent Finance, Bradley Allgood.
Allgood.
Wow. He said it's fine.
Yeah.
It said the U.S. has been setting leadership standards, referring to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and its testing of the use of digital tokens, representing digital dollars for wholesale transactions along with big banks. So there we go. 1inch launches proprietary hardware wallet as self-custody trend grows. We should release our own hardware wallet.
Our own hardware wallet?
Yeah, it should be like a small tin. You just put your crypto inside of it and close it up. I'm a big fan of that.
I mean, it'd be pretty easy to produce if it's just a tin. But
yeah, it's just a 10.
Yeah.
The reviews would come in.
Yeah.
It would be a 10 out of 10.
See? This is very bullish.
So he said I should be the Tyrantosaurus. I like that. On January 19th, 1inch introduced the 1inch hardware wallet, surprisingly larger than 1inch. Proprietary hardware wallet developed by an independent team working within the 1inch network. Let's see. The 1inch hardware wallet featuring a 2.7-inch e-ink grayscale touch display. I feel scammed right now. They rug pulled us.
They didn't even see this coming.
Oh my gosh. Guys, you got to plan ahead. You should have been 2.7-inch the whole time.
Dude.
We were talking about Frank's Micro. One of the specific features of the 1inch hardware wallet is that it replicates the design of the Apple product line. The wallet comes in 5 colors, including Hex, Graphite, Sierra Blue, Silver, and Alpine Green.
Is that bullish for Hex?
Oh, man, this is very bullish for Hex.
Hugeness.
I mean, my God. I mean, look, if you just look right here, look at the colors here.
The tweets are coming.
I think they're trying to send some clues here to the hexagons here.
Subliminal.
Hexagons.
It feels subliminal.
Look at this thing. Now, these are 2 devices. This is not one device. It's a T-shape, right?
I think it's one device.
Now, this is the front and the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the front and the back.
Okay, good. I was like, how's that fit in your pocket?
Do you like it from the back?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Front only.
Front only.
I like it.
I'm a very standard, old school kind of guy.
There it is. I like this. Front only. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the back kind of looks like an iPhone.
It does.
But you're still not a fan. Okay.
Still not a fan.
1inch's entry into the hardware wallet industry comes amid the rise of self-custody amid the distrust of centralized crypto exchanges, also known as SEXs. Major hardware wallet providers like Ledger and Trezor recorded a significant surge in traffic and sales as crypto investors were triggered to offload their holdings from CEXs amid the FTX collapse in November of 2022. Circle Uniswap Research says DeFi can solve $2 trillion FX risk problem. Who is this? Mary Catherine Lader. She's the CEO of Uniswap Labs. No, I've never seen her before. Every day, about $2.2 trillion in foreign exchange transactions carry a risk that the yet-to-be-settled side of an agreement won't meet obligations. But a new paper from Circle Internet Financial and decentralized exchange Uniswap Labs finds a distributed ledger could solve the problem with simultaneous settlement. Researchers also say remittances money. I'm glad that made somebody else laugh too over there. Okay. Money that people send across international borders could see their costs cut by 80% through DeFi. We know DeFi solves a lot of problems. We know that's why people are scared of it. So there you go. Ethereum name service governance proposal outlines intention to sell 10,000 ETH. Governance proposal set up by a member of the Ethereum name service, DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization, suggests liquidating 10,000 Ether to cover operating costs over the next 2 years. While ENS generates protocol revenues and ETH, having so much exposure to a single volatile asset places the DAO in a vulnerable position. So there you go. We'll see what happens with that. ZK Sync integrating espresso system. That's good. I mean, where do you stand on espresso? You like it?
I absolutely love espresso, but I make it with the mochi pot only.
Now,
the coffee out here is garbage. I'll just say it. In Georgia, I can't find a good coffee. I have to make my own coffee to make me feel anything out here.
Bold statement. Yeah. Bold statement, Connor. Yeah. Bold statement.
I'm sorry. Mochi pot.
Don't. You can't come to my hometown here.
I'm going to start a coffee truck.
Okay.
I'm here for the long haul, so don't worry.
You're not a fan of Gary Gensler. Okay.
Gary, we see you.
We see you, Gary. We see you. We see you. Drew, so Starbucks coffee isn't good for you?
No, it's sugar water. Overpriced sugar water. Mochi pot. Super thick coffee. That's the way. It's like $30, and you just got to have a little patience at your house. Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you ever gone to a place and asked for an espresso and they just dump like some shots in there in a cup? It's like that much. You just
those are good. I like those, but that's not enough.
When you order an espresso, you expect a little something extra. Right?
Yeah, it's not enough drink. It's not enough involvement. It doesn't take enough time. You know, I need to be able to sip on it for a while.
Yeah. Is it Gary P sitting down? Gary P sitting down. There's breaking news from the SEC.
I mean, that sounds accurate.
ZK Sync integrating espresso systems technology to enable private transactions. Of course, here we're talking about something different, which is the espresso system. It is a zero-knowledge infrastructure company with a suite of products for scalability and privacy. Besides CAPE, it's also working on a new product that could decentralize Ethereum Layer 2 sequencers, which order transactions that are settled on Ethereum. As of now, all of the major Layer 2 networks, such as Arbitrum, Optimism, and ZK Sync, have yet to decentralize their sequencers, one of the critical components of the change. A downfall to DeFi is it makes corruption easier for politicians. Have you ever thought about this? Well, that would be assuming that they are all smart enough to use them, to figure out how to use DeFi. And the answer to that question right now is no.
That's hard. No.
So by the time that comes through, now there's some people out there that know what they're doing. Yeah. But by the time most politicians understand how to use DeFi, it will already be regulated. And there will already be things put in place to prevent these politicians from using it for campaign contributions and things like that. So, all right. Moving on. Is this our XRP story? XRP. Oh, XRP Army, throw the X up. Is it just me, or has it been very boring in the in the Ripple and Cardano communities lately?
It's been pretty boring in the Ripple community. There's a lot of infighting. You know, there's a lot of infighting over the Davos and Garling House at Davos and stuff like that. But people just are sitting here dying on the wings, waiting for the settlement to end. There's some infighting going on because they're bored.
Willie Don't Stop says, just received my copy of your book yesterday, gave it to my mom to read, trying to get her and my sister in the crypto club. Well, there you go. Should do it. Yeah. Talked to somebody yesterday who sent me a text message, said his dad read the book, loves it. He finally understands crypto. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sending one to my dad.
You are? Oh, yeah. Your dad will love it. Yep. So, guys, I'm not trying to say anything bad about Ripple or Cardano. All I'm simply saying is that these sections we've been doing where we're talking about XRP, they've been a little bland lately. You know, it's just, I wish there was more going on, more excitement. It feels like we're in the doldrums here. You know what it feels like? It feels like we're in the depths of the final stages of the bear market. before things start breaking out in altcoins where we get news for XRP, for the settlement, for the case. It just feels like right now we're in like an incubation period, if you will, for some of these top coins. You've got some things going on that are big time. I mean, you've got, Optimism is flying up. You got Polygon doing all kinds of stuff. You got Solana going the opposite direction. It's exciting to see it go down. But yet we got two of our favorite coins here, and there just hasn't been that much excitement lately. Yeah. Yes. When you find some stuff that's exciting, when you're in the community, it's exciting to you, but the average masses, they're just not excited by these coins right now. So now once it gets tradable again, Ripple or XRP specifically would be good. Crypto lawyer predicts SEC's loss in suit against Ripple execs for this key reason. It's John Deaton.
He's a goodie.
Crypto law founder and blockchain enthusiast John Deaton predicts the SEC will be denied summary judgment on whether Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson were reckless in not knowing XRP was a security. His belief stems from one key fact. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse met 3 times with the SEC, and never once did they mention XRP is a security. A long line of tweets, he presented some facts, among which are, in 2013, Ripple co-founder Chris Larson gave a presentation to the SEC, CFTC, and other agencies about Ripple's plans to disrupt the global payment system by utilizing XRP. Then in 2014, 2015, the USGAO classified XRP as a virtual currency along with FinCEN and the DOJ. So there you go. That's exactly why they're going to win the case. Yeah. According to John Deaton.
That's some strong stuff right there. That's hard to get around for the SEC. If you already have FinCEN and those calls and all the Hinman stuff they're dealing with on top of it. Now you got Gary Gensler meeting with FTX before it collapsed and knowing about it. There's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I had this tweet. Let's see if I can find it. It was a tweet on, what was the site? Twitter.com?
Probably Twitter.com if it's a
tweet. Hey, you guys check out, I did retweet this yesterday from Irish NFT gal. I guess she was on the show yesterday, it was, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Pretty cool project.
Yeah, definitely. My wife did tell me I'm not going to Ireland. So
did she really?
Not unless she goes. She says
the trip is off.
No, we'll go to Ireland at some point. Okay, make a little bit of a joke there. All right. You had to watch the show, I guess. But anyways, basically, the long and short of it is, we were supposed to talk about the Gold of Skulls game. We didn't actually talk about it. There was just so much to talk about around, catching you guys up to the history that's going on with Crypto Skulls. But if you guys go here to my Twitter, you guys can scroll down here and you can find where I tagged Irish Gal NFT or Irish NFT Gal. Yeah. And you guys can see this thread posted by Crypto Skulls about the Gold of Skulls game. So you guys want to check that out. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to go to my Twitter and I want you guys to find this post right here from Gary Gensler. And here it says, information from a whistleblower who knows a possible security law violation can be among the most powerful tools in the law enforcement toolkit of the SEC. So if you guys, this is what I'm going to say. If you guys know of anyone that's a corrupt official that you want to blow the whistle on, Gary Gensler right here has posted the link for you to go and report a corrupt securities official. Yep. So I'm just saying, maybe if the BitSquad wanted to, head on over here, and I'm not telling you who to report. I'm not telling you who's corrupt. Why don't you guys do your own assessments and figure out if there's somebody you want to blow the whistle on. Yep. Not blow their whistle, blow the whistle on, as Flo Rida would say. Blow that whistle, baby. Blow that whistle, baby. Here I come. There it is. This is your place to do it. Gary Gensler gives you the link. He gives you the link to go do it right there.
This is a gift. He's gifting us something.
It's a gift. It's a gift for you guys. It's an absolute gift. Love it. Okay, so there we go. Quick, FTX not a crypto problem, says Ripple CEO. That's right. At Davos, obviously. It's an FTX problem. It's a Sam Bankman-Fried problem. No real reason to get into this too much. But Jeremy Allaire, another scammer, CEO of Circle, told CNBC in an interview that Tuesday said that many people backed FTX and now they're facing the backlash. Oh, is that right, Circle? Well, interesting, because you got all kinds of ties with FTX. Yeah. So this guy's another fraudulent official. Yeah. Jeremy Allaire. What a scammer. Go look at all the stuff he's been involved in. We did a video on him just a couple of days ago. I'm so sick of these people. I know. Circle is not a crypto company.
Right.
Stop pretending it's a crypto company. It's not.
It's TradFi disguised.
TradFi disguised. No, Gary Ginsler says, blow my whistle. Yes. Thanks, Gary. Gary's always in the chat. Love it. Okay. Bitcoin bridge to Avalanche surpassed Bitcoin locked in Lightning Network. I don't like anything about Avalanche. Yeah. Yuga Labs blacklist NFT marketplaces that do not support royalties. The Sewer Pass NFT contract block transactions from wallets linked to LookRare, SudoSwap, Blur, and NFTX. Bored Ape Yacht Club creator Yuga Labs blacklisted address related to LookRare, SudoSwap, Blur, and NFTX for not supporting royalties for the Sewer Pass. We got our Sewer Pass for our Mutant Ape. We're going to get ours for our Bored Ape here pretty soon. This is around the game called Dookie Dash. Not a fan of the name.
Yeah.
I've been on record as saying I don't like Green Day's album called Dookie. I just don't think Dookie's a positive word.
Yeah, it's not very descriptive, and it just seems like a 5-year-old would say it, and then they're done saying it by 6.
It does, absolutely.
So,
yeah. Somebody said 88 days till cruise time. Guys, don't forget to go check out our cruise. Yes. We still have some spots available. If you go to bitboycrypto.com and click on cruise, we're going to the Bahamas. We're going to look for some FTT tokens.
Frank's calves, Ben shirtless. What else do you want?
87 days, but the registration deadline is February 9th. So you've been thinking about going on the cruise with us to the Bahamas. Make sure to go ahead and go to bitboycrypto.com. And then, of course, at the top, just click cruise. I know it says Pluto Alliance. We should probably remove the Pluto Alliance language from it at this point. So all the Forge people have already been dealt out. So there we go.
That's fair.
All right. What stablecoin are you supporting, Ben? I mean, I don't support a stablecoin. I use USDC because it's the most trustworthy one and it's not going to go down. So there you go. We have questions or Q&A here?
Let's see here. I kind of like this one. You know, they're just asking what he's actually being charged for, the SBF charges that came out, or, you know, there's
wire
a little
fraud.
bit of it's wire fraud. And I just saw that they had posted, it's an old article. It was done December 13th, and everyone got all worked up about the SEC coming after SBF again. It's still the same story. It's old news, so don't get too worked up about it.
So the question is, what is SBF currently being charged for, and how much jail time do you think? I think he still gets 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
10 to 15, probably the range. He's getting in trouble. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I don't think he's got enough dirt on people. He might. Barry Silbert, maybe he's got a lot of dirt on. Maybe Tether, maybe Deltec Bank. Same thing Dan Freeberg's got. But I heard Dan Freeberg gets flipped on Sam. So I don't understand what he would have that Caroline and Gary Wong wouldn't already have.
Yeah.
The fact is, you can't have somebody get out of this that everyone has turned on. You go back, you look at Mike Vick. You remember when Mike Vick was going through all his trouble here in Atlanta? So story I followed very closely as a big fan of the Falcons. The weekend that everybody flipped on Michael Vick, that was the weekend that you knew he was going to prison. He was going to do jail time. SVF, they all flipped on him at this point. No one has came out in defense of him. His dad has now got a lawyer, so very interesting. So, Ben, I just want to hear your thoughts on when you consider us back in the bull market, time and price. Well, you know, you got to look really at two different aspects here. Technically, right now, I believe we're in a bull run. Technically. I know Frank earlier said technically we're in a bear market. I would argue with Frank, but I didn't want to do it on the chat. Technically, when you look back at the history of crypto, of Bitcoin, whenever you have the bottoms, that is the beginning of the bull market. When you have the tops, that's the beginning of the bear market. So I believe we've already got the bottom. I'm 90% sure it's already in. 90%, not 100%, 90%. Getting over 20 was a really big accomplishment. The contagion could not force Bitcoin down further. Genesis, if it's bankrupt, which we think is filing Chapter 11 maybe tomorrow, it's already baked into the price, guys.
Right.
Everybody knows it's coming. This is not a shocker like FTX was, okay?
Right.
A shocker can send you down much further than something that is already baked in. So I think that we have already seen the bottom, which means technically right now we're in a bull market. But the real bull market doesn't start until about 3 months after the halving. So you can look at summer of 2024 as a time when things will really shoot back up. Joseph says, Ben, will you let CryptoFace narrate your audio book? Absolutely not. CryptoFace is a pencil neck. Okay? I'm saying it right here, right now. I saw a clip of him saying, BitBoy's out here calling people pencil. You're a pencil neck, CryptoFace.
There it is.
I'm just kidding. He's not a pencil neck. I love CryptoFace. But I do not think CryptoFace will be narrating my book.
What about just a chapter?
Have him do the trading chapter?
Yeah, maybe do like the trading or the most chaotic chapter you have.
I don't know. We got to find. Can CryptoFace read?
I would assume so.
Floyd Mayweather can't read.
No, that's true.
According to 50 Cent.
That's true.
He says he can't read a Dr. Seuss book.
I think it's worth the try.
I don't know. Is CryptoFace one of these guys that's like such a genius on the charts, but he can't read?
I would assume.
Do you think he goes to the Derek Zoolander School for Kids Who Can't Read good?
He does look that. Yeah, he has that good look. You know, that side.
You think he looks like he can't read?
No.
CryptoFace. He said it, not me. That's why he wears the mask. That's why he wears the mask. He takes the mask off. He looks like a great reader. Where's the mask?
I saw him originally.
I love
the mask was his thing before the masks were everyone else's thing. So
yeah,
I'll leave him alone on that.
Remember, Ben is not an expert in TA. Don't accept anyone's word as the bottom. It very likely isn't. Well, the last bottom of Bitcoin I called within 2 weeks, said it was the bottom, and it was in fact the bottom. I don't need TA to look. All I need to do is look at the history of the Bitcoin chart and the history of the cycle, the macro of the TA, not the micro. And I believe the bottom is in, but I just told you 90%. I didn't tell you 100% because none of us know for sure. But history has been a great indicator. And the history says the bottom should be in. We just looked at a story a little bit ago that showed you exactly where the bottom hit was exactly the same day the bottom hit during the last cycle.
Yep.
So there you go. If we did not get a new bottom after the midterm elections, it would be hard for me to carry on that narrative. But we did, just like I told you we would for 6 months. 6 months I told you. Midterm election, bottom. What happens? Midterm election, new bottom. Boom. In the midst of the contagion, none of it was enough to pull us down further. The macroeconomics. Shut up about the macroeconomics. The macroeconomics were worse during this year, during the last 365 days, than ever before in the history of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin dropped less than it has during any other bear market. And you already see Bitcoin pushing back against what stocks are doing.
Exactly.
You already see it. Bitcoin keeps doing the same thing Bitcoin's always done. It's the other stuff that's different. When you flip that paradigm and you start to see it for what it is, you'll be better off. That's all I got. No more rants. BitBoy out. Be blessed. Gotta get my protein.